welcome to Psalm 73. Um, Today is kind of an exciting day. We are starting on the third book of the Psalms and we're beginning the Leviticus Psalms. Wow, this has been such a journey and such a delight to do this with you guys. If yesterday I was in Advance, North Carolina doing a workshop and an encouragement cafe event, and if any of you are on here for the first time from that event, if you did the workshop and you're picking up with us here, welcome. Welcome. This is kind of what we do each week. I'm so delighted that you found your way here and that we are getting to do life. We're continuing to do life together. Um, so this week, I want you to know that it really is going back to a place of just a fun, easy, profound Bible journaling page. I'm laying down a gray shadow here, and then I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to do round red circles. I will use my Derwent Inktense again this week because this psalm is going to speak to us about that sometimes it seems like the rich have it all and the rich have it so easy. And then, God's servants kind of seem to have a more um, I don't even know what heavy path. Um, so I want to like kind of unpack that a little bit and look at it a little bit together with you guys. But so my red circles are that I think any one of us can nearly lose our way. We can stumble on the path. But if we keep our eyes on Jesus and we know that it is through him, the rocks are red because of it's his blood that get us into the heart of the Father. There's one way to the Father, and it is through the cross and through Jesus Christ. So my path is red. Um, so, um, okay, let me just start reading this psalm, okay? So it is called God's Justice. No one can deny it. God is really good to Israel and to all those with pure hearts. I'm reading from the Passion Translation here, but I nearly missed seeing it for myself. Here's my story. I narrowly missed losing it all. I was stumbling over what I saw with the wicked. For when I saw the boasters with such wealth and prosperity, I became jealous over their smug security, indulging whatever they wanted, going where they wanted, doing what they wanted, and with not a care in the world. No pain, no problems. They seemed to have it made. They lived as though life would never end. They didn't even try to hide their pride in opulence. Cruelty and violence is part of their lifestyle. Pampered and pompous, vice oozes from their soul. They overflow with vanity. They're such snobs looking down their noses. They even scoff at God. They're nothing but bullies threatening God's people. Loudmouths with no fear of God, pretending to know it all. Windbags full of hot air, impressing only themselves. Yet the people keep coming back to listen to more of their nonsense. They tell their cohorts, God will never know. See, they have no clue what they're doing. These are the wicked ones I'm talking about. They never have to lift a finger, living a life of ease while their riches multiply. So I just wanted to stop there for a minute and just look at that. You know that there is this. I think it's a fair question that has gone through the ages. Why why do we do what we do, and why do other people do what they do? Why do we choose this Christian life, and why do we choose to forsake the things of the world so that we can live a holier, more righteous and walk a walk with the Lord that is different from what the world would have us walk out? So why do we do it? Why bother? Why bother? Because there are people that I worked in this one job when I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was aghast at the amount of dishonesty from the head on down. I was just aghast at the dishonesty, and I thought, my gosh, how can this even be? Lord, why are you letting this happen? How can this kind of dishonesty exist in the world, and how can they not get caught? How can there not be repercussions? Like my younger Lisa self was just like judge, I was jury, I had convicted them, and I was like almost mad at God that they kept getting away, and literally they just kept getting richer and richer. Exactly what this psalm is talking about. I remember watching it and thinking, "Oh my gosh, come on, Lord, what come on." So I think what I would say to my younger self in this day is that that's just not my deal, because here is the thing, is that when we worship those things, when we worship the money and the esteem, popularity, opulence, cars, houses, riches, anything that takes the place of God, that is a never ending suck to your soul. Like it will never stop sucking and needing more, and it will never ever be filled. It is like a black hole. If you think about the pursuit of fame, the pursuit of of just material goods, that is a black hole in your soul that will continually suck. The second that once something is acquired, it will need more. It just gets sucked into the black hole of emptiness. As somebody that's Christian and trying, never succeeding, always failing short of the glory of God, but as somebody that's trying to walk with the Lord, I can say that we get peace in times of trouble. We get joy. And joy is not happiness. Joy is not where it's circumstantial and it depends on what's happening around you. Joy lives within you. Joy is being okay in the midst of a trial. Joy is having Jesus and the Holy Spirit within you so that there's a peace and that there's just a contentment in what you're walking with. I know before I was a Christian and when I was walking in the world, I could not get that. I could not find that. And I think when we're walking in the world and we are walking out this Christian life, I think sometimes we can get discouraged. Like, Lord, I think you could trust me with winning the lotto. I think I could do it. I think that I'm okay. But the thing is that honestly, we struggle monetarily. We've got kids in college. So I think that you can't trade the within gold, within jewels and treasures that we have in walking with Jesus for any gift that's on the outside world. What's happening inside is worth eternity. Honestly, I mean, there it is. It's worth eternity. We're already living an eternal life on this side of heaven. We're already getting to experience the majesty and the glory of God on this side of heaven. We get to manifest His presence on a daily basis. On this side of eternity. I'm going to skip to the end of the psalm, and he says, let me see, hold on. Hold on one second. I'm just scrolling through my little guy here. Um, at the end of the psalm, if maybe I'll just ad lib it. If so, it says at the very end. Not, I can't find it now. Uh, At the end of the psalm, he says that in the midst of his glory, the questions go away. In the midst of his glory, when we come into the presence of God, that stuff just falls away because that black hole cannot exist in the presence of God, in the presence of our God that is so generous to his children, such an abundant love for his children. He showers us with his attention, he sings over us, he delights in us in that presence of his glory and in his temple, in his throne room. That black hole that wants to just be never emptied, never fed completely. It can't exist. Like all those questions go away when we come into the presence of God. So so I want to encourage all of us on this day that keep running the good run, keep running that good fight and finish well. You know, finish well. Um, so that was that. It's just such a great question this week. So here I am just using well, I think I was using a micron pen. I had to switch it up. But all I'm doing is now is just outlining the rocks and putting in a little bit of depth on one side of them. So on the bottom of them, I'm just kind of putting an extra line and putting in a little bit of shading underneath each of those rocks just to pop them up a little bit. Sorry, I need a coffee. And then in the rocks, like rocks are a funny little thing because there's just this like weird craggy shadows on them. So literally all I'm doing is just taking my pen and just marking in some of those shadows, um, just happenstance and neither here nor there, just, kind of everywhere so that they just look kind of craggly. So I do want to tell you, I don't have a picture of the printable stickers on this week's video. I wanted to get the video out, and we had an event this weekend, so I am behind, and I feel like I've got a cold coming on, so I don't have the Psalm printables in my Bible to show you what they look like, but they are just as cute as can be, and it is a path that is it's more rocky looking and a cute little house and stuff. So there are Psalm printables. Come on over to Facebook, to the Facebook group, and you can always get the coupon. There's a coupon that I give out. So this week we're on Psalm 73 all week, and next weekend I'll put out the new Psalm. What I'm using there is just, you can even use toilet paper. You don't need a paper stump to smudge pencil. Just use toilet paper, and you can smudge it out if you don't have that. So every week I put out a coupon so that the sticker sheet is just $1 for the week that we're on it. So, but I do ask that you come on over to the Facebook group and do life with us if you want the coupon code. Um, Excuse me. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. I feel like I'm getting a cold. I'm very scattered. I'm sorry today. So here I'm popping in just a little bit of white, um, to just give the rocks that glistening, just to make them just stand out a little bit more. Because we always say, right, that the drawings happen in the lights and the darks, and they are. That's where your drawing comes to life. So if you go through and you get your rocks down, even if you just do natural colored rocks, however the Lord leads you to do it, get your darker pieces in. If you don't have a micron pen, you could just use a ballpoint pen. A ballpoint pen will write over anything. Um, or you could even just use a colored pencil. Use what you have. You don't have to buy anything. Just use what you have on hand. Um, so just working through the path. Um, I did do a double spread because and that little heart that's over there on the side, that was on my Bible already. The Passion Translation uh, version that we're using does have some graphics in it, some little, coloring doodads. So I just kind of incorporated it in and used it. So I'm going to do my words on both sides, because I think that I wanted that double spread because I feel like sometimes the path we can it's so easy to fall off the path. It's so easily to get distracted. Like, oh my gosh, I am so distractible. And I can get lost in so many different things. We get pulled by the world in so many different ways, and we can lose our focus. Um, and how do we not lose that focus? How do we stay on this path where we do have that peace and that joy and that contentment of just doing life with Jesus? Well, I think that it really does take, like any relationship, it takes showing up and being with him and just dedicating the time to any relationship. If I don't invest in my marriage, if I don't invest in my kids, that relationship is going to suffer. Well, just that's our relationship with God. We've got to show up. So I show up in the mornings. I'm really good at being a morning person. I'm not a night person. So I show up in the mornings and I sit with my war binder and I sit with my faith planner and I study the word. Um I'm with him. I just spend time with him in the written word. And then of course I have the Bible journaling where I'm getting the pictures and having that visual conversation with him. um, and then I have the whole salty sidewalks. We talk about salty sidewalks, that I don't ever want us to just get lost in the prettiness of this journey, but this inner conversation has to have a physical manifestation in the world. So that's what Salty Sidewalks is. That's making the tags and making like visual creative Bible tracks and abandoning them within our neighborhoods and in our world and everywhere we go, so that we're spreading the gospel. Um, it says in the Bible, it says that his word will never come back void. So if we enter into a conversation, a visual conversation about what we're doing here with anybody ever, it's not going to come back void. It will bear fruit. If we make a Bible, a visual creative Bible tract and abandon it, it will bear fruit. There are so many stories about people that find these salty, they're called salt tags, we call them salt leaks. They find these salt leaks and there's lives been have been saved because of just this simple outer manifestation of this inner journey that we're going on. Like we have to share them. We have to put out his gift into the world and invite everybody we know to the table, you know. So and and it is this peace, this joy that we get to walk with. It is a gift that is there's no price tag on the gift that we have. The price tag is eternity, that we get this eternity within us now, and we get to know in our limited human capacity the glory of God on this side of earth. Like, that's the greatest gift of all. You know, why would we not want to share that with absolutely everybody? So, I don't know. It was just such a, I really found this to be such a great psalm because I do believe that every one of us have walked and wondered um, about just walking in the world and the juxtaposition of walking in the world in trying to walk with him on a daily basis and then those that don't. And though our life is very fleeting here, my prayer would be for everybody that does not know him, but does know riches and arrogance and all of that. Not to be a judge, but just to say that the gift of Jesus is worth so much more. You know, the gift of Jesus is such a deep, beautiful thing. You know that it's a pearl of great price. You know, so here what I'm doing is I am just putting on it. I almost thought about it like a quilt, like it was just hand stitching. So I'm doing dash 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 with a bigger dot on each side of it, and then that X. Um, and then because it doesn't look to me like it's weighted on the page, I'm just going to put that gray shadow around each part of it. Just because I think it looks a little bit more weighted on the page. So, and that's going to just about wrap us up for this week as we're finishing up. Um, I am sorry I was not on my game today. I do feel like I'm getting that cold and I feel sick and just a little bit not with it, tired. So, I will see you guys next year. I'll see you guys next week. So, quick. We were having a problem streaming live last week from Facebook. I don't know what in the world had gone wrong, but it works fine on YouTube. So I'm thinking that we might have to switch over to YouTube here and do our live broadcast on Tuesday nights because Facebook is just not handling it. So we'll continue on with our vision boards on Tuesday nights. And I hope to see you guys there. Have a super duper week. I pray that you are on the path with Him this week and that you renew yourself and renew that devotion to spending time with Him so that the gifts of the Spirit are so manifest in your life and so manifest in your everyday relationships that you ooze the Holy Spirit wherever you go. You alter the atmosphere with His presence. Have a great week. Bye. Have a great week. Bye, guys.